Good morning, everyone. It's Yvonne here to do your from the Aussie Goddess to do your weekend reading. So this weekend is the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th of November. I should have your weekly readings out as normal this weekend, so I'm pretty much back into a routine. But I do want to do some 2020 sort of sneak peeks for you too, so I'm going to try and get them done this weekend. I'll see how I go for time. For those of you who keep asking, my daughter is doing very well now. She's still in hospital, but she's able, they've taken a lot of the tubes out, feeding tubes, and because they were feeding her through the stomach, and a lot of drains and drips and things like that have gone now. So it's just working on her getting up and about and walking now, but considering how bad it got there for a while, I'm really impressed that she's done so well. So her poor body is very tired. Just a reminder that we've got a Facebook Live on the 8th of December, 9 AM Australian time. Make sure you whip over to the Aussie Goddess and join up on my Facebook page. And don't forget, every Wednesday, 6:30 Australian time, 2:30 Washington time, I have a television, half-an-hour television show on Moonstruck Television. If you have any trouble finding any of those things or you need any more information, you know where I am. Alrighty, thank you for some of your feedback on yesterday's reading too, because I know it was a fairly deep one, and we do those every now and again, but obviously people need to hear them, so I'd rather deliver it than have to face it when it comes up. So alrighty. One more thing is I'm going to put all my prices up in the new year, so if you want readings before I put the prices up, because a lot of the international fees and PayPal fees actually take a bit of a chunk out of them, and I notice it's getting quite substantial now. So I will be putting up all my fees in the new year and updating my website at www.theaussiegoddess.com. So please, yes, if you need a reading before then, as long as you have it booked in before Christmas, I don't even mind if you want to book it in for January, but any readings done after the 1st of January will be a little bit more expensive. I still think I'm pretty cheap compared to a lot of the other people around, so it's not that I don't think I'm worthwhile. I just think that I'd like to think I could give the opportunity to more people. Alrighty, let's have a look at your reading. I am using the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot for this reading, and I do have the Four of Swords coming out. Now, this was a little bit of a kick in the butt for me this morning, because I've been very, very busy this last few weeks, and I really haven't been doing my meditation practice, and I feel it because my body starts to get tired, my back starts to ache, my shoulders start to ache. So I know I need to get back into this practice. So thank you, Spirit, for letting me have an opportunity for a bit of a reminder this morning. This is very much about that. Don't discount the value of being able to take time out to help you adjust to your world, your day, whatever's going on around you. Mindfulness and meditation are very, very important to our relaxation and working with our anxieties and our frustrations, and helping us to understand like victim mentality. So I do have a lot of people who say to me that they don't think that they're in victim mode, but if you're overthinking things or giving yourself a hard time or being hurtful to yourself in a an emotional, mental kind of way, then you probably are a little stuck in that, and meditation will help you discard that. The overthinking is part of it, and it's part of our negative programming, which we've got often from childhood. Anyway, I'm not going to blurb on too much. We do have the Hierophant behind that, so this makes sense to me, because what they're saying is, by fulfilling your need to take time out, meditate, spend time on yourself, you're bringing in more sort of stability into your life. This sometimes can sort of steal your passion and make you feel like you're up against the world here. But this is all part of your growth. So it's all part of teaching you how to sort of manage yourself in a world that probably can seem quite overwhelming at times. So let's get into it. Okay, so this is what it's all about strongly at the moment. There's a closing out of cycles. There's a definite movement here into a new time. A lot of people at the moment cycling through patterns up against sort of walls, trying to get through and feel like they're a bit stuck. Oh, somebody asked me about my hand yesterday too. Doesn't it look nasty? That was actually just a knock, but it sort of peeled back the top layer of skin. But it's good. Thank you very much. So at the moment we're closing out cycles and trying to move into new times, embrace new times. And I guess this is the importance here of taking time out for yourself. A lot of us are trying to tame these inner demons. So these parts of ourselves that are hidden from us, sometimes our shadow side. And like I was speaking about before with the victim mentality, sometimes this is stuff that's hidden very deep within us, hurts, pain, trauma from relationships, especially if you've had narcissistic relationships, narcissistic family members, all those sort of things. They often create an illusion for us where we don't believe in who we truly are or how deep we go. So we're often living a life that's not true to what we really deserve. And there you go, closing out cycles. So I have 3 cards, all major arcana, coming out this morning. So very, very strong theme here of closing things out in order to move forward. And here we are moving forward. What can I say? So there is an opportunity here for you to walk down a new path. This is something you've not done before. You're walking down this path a lot more courageous. You are able to take the whole of yourself forward, not being scared of taking risks or doing anything that's not in your best interest. So going forward with a sense of purpose here, understanding you've been through the journey, being able to say goodbye to negative thinking. This is your victim thinking. This is your negative thinking. This is what it does. So every time you give yourself a hard time, you stick a sword in your back because you don't think you're worthy. And the more swords you have, the more weight you carry and the sadder you become. You're about to close all this out. You see the sun rising here in the distance? That is what's coming in for you. And very quickly, there is some sort of movement here, some sort of freedom coming in. It's like I can feel like a breath of air on my face, like a new wind blowing, a new direction calling here. And that's putting aside a lot of this conflict you've experienced in the past. Oh, and maybe bringing with it sort of healthier partnerships, love. More opportunities coming in here. Oh, this is so beautiful. Look, we have the Wheel of Fortune coming in as well. So the universe is saying that you have to give up things that you've been holding on to for too long. Things about yourself, things about the world, things about where you're going that no longer serve you. You've no need to carry these around any longer. You can discard them now. You don't have to hang on to things that hurt you or bring you pain. This is about releasing all of that. This card wanted to jump out, so I'm going to take it because it's the Four of Wands. Not that I knew that. But a great feel of this beautiful stability coming in here. So being reminded here to take care of oneself. Self-love is the most important thing of all, because if you don't have self-love, you can't serve anything in your world at all, least of all yourself. So practice meditation, find what works for you. With a lot of the people I work with, I talk of EFT or tapping, because sometimes that can help you get into this deeper state of mindfulness. The Hierophant behind this says to me that you are somewhat losing passion here, losing your drive. You haven't got the stability that you crave. So it's about moving forward and not feeling like you're defending yourself anymore. I want to say to you, this is part of your healing. Obviously, we're doing a reading like this, you think there must be a lot of people going through this at the moment. So if you're going through this end of cycle, you feel stuck, you feel like you're not going anywhere, like it's like you're going through all the motions but nothing is happening. It's like you're in a waiting room. It's calm, it's okay, it's not a problem, but it's like life has sort of kept you waiting. And when we get to the end of a cycle, the reason we go into those times is because we have work to do. So if you ever feel like your life is like that and you're not moving forward in a way that you need to, then meditation definitely helps, but it's more about the self-care, self-attention, looking after you, because then you heal quicker and you get to move forward quicker. So there's some sort of insights coming into you here. You may be wondering why love's not coming in. You may be wondering why you're not moving forward, why opportunities aren't coming to you here. And maybe you're feeling like you're, fighting against the world, or you're defending things. And the universe is saying here, there are things that need to be released during this time. There are things about yourself that you believe that aren't real. They're memories, they're illusions created in childhood and through unhealthy relationships, because we go through, learning these things as a child, and then we build everything on top of that. So if you're going through this at the moment, I can tell you, you are part of a greater group of people going through much the same. A lot of people are being prepared for abundance and changes, huge changes in their life, bringing in new love, new opportunities. But at the moment, we're all sort of in a holding pattern. And I feel like this often happens at the end of a year as well. So it may be that this is something that happens sort of on the end of a yearly cycle too. Not that the universe has a time clock on us, not like that. But I think it's sort of like when you get to the end of a year, you start reviewing. Oh, how beautiful. You start reviewing where you've been, and you want to do the new year a little differently. So I think that some of us unintentionally put us in this place of trying to prepare for new things. But it was beautiful because the card of peace came out, which is just absolutely lovely. So let's have a read of it. So it talks about freedom from attachment and radical acceptance. How very, very beautiful. Okay, so it doesn't get any better than this. A quiet mind, a heart fulfilled, freedom from want, and the soul satisfaction. The way to peace is through radical acceptance. Everything in your world is exactly as it should be. Harmony is beautiful. Enjoy it. So this is about definitely just accepting that this is how it is at the moment. Don't fight it. Don't try to control it. Just try to move through it, and everything will come in due course. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.